Welcome again, John.
Hi John, how are you?
The weeks are flying, which is the weeks are flying. You enjoyed your holidays there
did.
2 weeks ago.
I
It's
did,
good, it's
yeah.
good to have you back, though. As I was talking to the wall there at one stage. But the wall was answering back, John.
That's good. That's good.
We're a bit indulgent today, John. We're doing on the 5th of September, we have our registration day, and we just, as you said, we're better off leaving people know what classes we have coming up, which is we have a wide range of classes here, which are great.
Yeah, we do two registration days. We normally do one in January, and we do one in September. September's our kind of main one because it includes QQI classes, so accredited classes. And the January one generally has some of those, but mostly just the community education, which is like your art and your Irish.
Yeah,
and your
hobbies kind of.
Hobbies and specialised interests, but generally not certified. There's not really a certification on it. So I suppose September is our big one, and it's the 5th. It's on Tuesday, 5th of September, and it's at 10 a.m.
And what time is that until, John? What time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
We usually
a good stretch there.
We're going to do it a bit shorter, but we're here anyway, and if people want to pop in, they can pop
Well, that's good. As people with work, maybe getting away from work. But, the thing we saw last year, though, I would advise people, anyone that's not working or anything, if they can get in, the earlier to get in, the bigger chance they have of getting the class that they want.
We will only really be taking kind of registrations in person because we have to make it as fair as possible.
Well, that's correct, rather than people
it's
phoning
10 o'clock,
in.
strictly 10. Now, if you come at half time, you want to let in. We'll have to hold them off.
Well, that's fair in fairness, because there was a queue actually last year.
There was a queue, and
it was great to see.
We usually need people in a bit earlier, but that's probably not fair on those that will come at 10. So it's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock,
not necessarily a first come, first serve. It'll be based on a little bit of first come, first serve, but also on whether or not you've done the course numerous times. So if you've done something, a certain class for 3 years in a row, and you're applying for a fourth time, but somebody who keeps trying to get on it doesn't get it, it might be their turn.
Well, that's only fair.
So we'll look at it class by class.
In fairness, that's only fair. In fairness, like it's just giving everyone a chance.
Absolutely.
Because there is a lot of classes there now that a lot of people are into, like family history. That's the old people. It's a class done it last year, I think. So we'll have most of the people on.
It's progression, isn't it?
Progression,
it's kind of like the genealogy.
I've done the genealogy. Brilliant class, John.
Brilliant
class, no, I have to say. And Clara, of course, the tutor, she's very good.
She's good,
She's very good.
Well, I mean, the genealogies brought up some interesting results. We have kind of famous kind of connections in the class, didn't we? We had somebody, Brian Brew.
Brian Brew won. Simon Fairbrother then had a relation. Was in the Battle of Waterloo. With Wellington. Then as well, fought with Wellington.
Isn't that amazing?
And he's after tracing back as well the American Civil War as well. The relation he's in the Civil War.
Hopefully the good side.
Well, hopefully the good side. I said that to him as well.
And he declined to answer.
He declined to answer, John. And he also had some relation that was married into it's either Goebbels' family or I can't remember the other German fella that was over the Nazi party as well. Not Adolf Hitler. Okay. But there was a relation married into some fees. Some of their people as well. Oh, jeez, brilliant. You listen to them all day,
You can't. I mean, the class is the class, but people do seem to get a little bit more interested in that now, especially with all the apps that are available.
Yeah.
And their subscription apps are quite expensive.
They are quite expensive, John.
Our classes are only, we asked for a €3 contribution,
which is very good, John.
Class.
And that's the worst tea and biscuits, and electrics and stuff and everything like that,
And, whatever else that we need. And, it's fabulous to see people come in and they love that class because we could run that class constantly.
But I found out places that you can look without having to pay that heavy subscription as well. That there's things there in Ireland that you're eligible to get into that for nothing.
That's your tutor.
The tutor to all this, and it's great, So that's a class I would recommend to people.
We'll never have trouble filling that one, do we?
No. There's one thing I don't understand, John. Felting.
Yeah, that's
not felting a roof, now, is it?
No. I don't think so. I think felting is kind of like the materials, like patchwork materials you can put together. I think the best thing is make little stuffed toys. You can make tiny
lovely
toys. It's a very creative process. But it's like you say you have a few materials at home, you put it together. Do you remember the time the teddy bears were made?
Yeah.
And one of the ladies made an Arsenal bear.
That's right.
The Arsenal kid. That's felting.
Yeah.
So it's specific, it's very creative, but you can start a fresh beginner. I have to stress most of these classes on this stated are beginners.
For
Now,
beginners.
There's an Irish class there that's
Yeah.
specifically for advanced. But generally everything
Yeah,
is to
for beginners.
Yeah,
Gives people a chance. Everyone's in the same boat.
It's
Yeah,
inclusive.
yeah.
It doesn't- And then the tutor will gauge the kind of overall kind of level of the group, and then be able to have a starting point
Yeah.
that's acceptable for
No one's going to be left behind.
No.
Yeah, which a lot of people would be afraid of. Like,
I
yeah.
would like me or you. I don't know. Maybe you're knitted home. I don't know. I felt
My spare time, John.
Yeah. I remember knitting actually in
school.
in babies in school.
In school, yeah,
It was a
when we
thing
were
boys
younger.
done
Yeah.
back then, but never took to it,
No, I never
obviously.
took this. No. I was,
too clumsy I am.
I'm
All
same.
thumbs, I'm all
Same.
thumbs.
Yeah,
So, but you can start this and come in from a very low.
which is good.
Yeah, which is
Because everyone starts on the same level. I remember the lady trying to give away the Arsenal one last year, and unfortunately none of us are Arsenal supporters.
No.
So she had to take it home with her.
It's take it home. They were runners up as well, so that was even worse.
Well, there you go. It's even more. Beauty and skincare, John. That's a big class. In fairness,
It
because
is.
Maeve is brilliant.
She is.
That's said the tutor's brilliant.
It is, and I suppose really when you're looking at that, you're thinking like you know that run up to the end of November, and that's really good because there's makeup lessons in it, but also taking care of one's skin. Now it's all female, obviously anyone can do it, but you know it gives people. I don't know. It could give people a foundation to kind of
To
get
go
into
on.
a career.
Yeah.
Will they like it, or just some tips for
And
their
I
own
think-
skincare? You know,
Earlier on the year as well, or last year, I think the best thing about it was there was a lot of younger people came,
that was nice,
which
to
was
see.
nice to
Yeah.
see. You know, seasonal cards, John. That's
Yeah, that's seasonal cards. Is
Christmas.
Christmas cards, and it's doing like often what they do is personalised cards for grandchildren or children.
Lovely.
Or,
they'd have some lovely stuff there
You
actually.
think when you see it, you actually forget that these are amateurs that started out,
Yeah.
and it's something like craft fairs often come out of this. And I've often seen our learners sell stuff with them. They're that good.
They're that good.
But the season cards is lovely, and we do get it's a big uptake on that. Anything seasonal, really.
Yeah, I think and it's relaxing then as well. There's a great atmosphere in it. You know.
A lot of these classes, it's not just about learning something.
Yeah,
it's
it's
camaraderie,
camaraderie as well.
friendships, and
There's people lifelong friends over here.
We know our learners coming in. We know them by name. and
By
we
name.
like to see them. We like
which is
see
great
them.
to see. You know,
And
and
odd time they bake us cakes, and I'm not saying they could do it this year, but if they're listening,
hopefully. Well, and anything diabetes based.
Oh yes.
I need
Sugar
sugar-free
free
for me. I'm sweet enough. Healthcare support module is we don't have a tutor for that at the moment.
This
John.
isn't set in stone, and this is a level 5 course. We used to do the odd level 5 course here. Level 5 it's often known as it's like a post leaving cert course. It's like it's just kind of the level after leaving cert. But healthcare support is, if you've done the full major on this, that you're qualified to be able to go around and do, the home visits for the HSE
very good.
or Bluebird or any of
Yeah.
those companies. Like older people, somebody might come around and fill in the medicine and do their
Well,
kind of
that's-
personal care.
That's great, John. The necessity
You
these
need
days.
this.
Yeah.
And what the reasoning and rationale behind I wanted to do this was it's very flexible. We're in an area here in St. Mary's. We've through the 2016 census now. I'm gone. The highest rate of lone parents, and the biggest obstacle for lone parents getting back into the workforce is childcare.
Yeah.
And with healthcare support, if you were qualified to do that, you would have 5 clients, say, but you could be flexible.
Yeah.
You could work around when
Whether
you've
it's school
got
or kids or school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need to break down these hurdles and barriers and to give people the opportunity. So now it actually came up with a conversation with Owen, the principal in the national school next door, that he has some people doing it and they're doing it out of the community. So I was thinking it's something we should offer.
Yeah.
And look, we put in for it. We haven't been fully approved yet. But we kind of put it out there on Facebook and stuff, whether there was some interest, and there is.
Oh, well, that's good, John.
So it's in there as what we call a placeholder, John.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
I would like to think we will be
Hopefully,
approved.
hopefully.
But
it's not in stone yet.
It's not
Yeah,
in stone.
yeah,
The time. This
yeah.
is just in there
Yeah.
as of now.
Well, that's a great class, John.
It will be very good because it's an actual direct to employment.
Yeah, which is good for a lot of younger people that
Especially
can't.
the area we serve.
Yeah.
The unemployment black spot in
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
And I can't underline that more.
Yeah.
We're the unemployment black spot in the country. And we need to do things, we need to listen to the people in the area, and we need to put on courses that they want and need. We need to provide the link between adult education and third level, the link between adult education and employment. and that's what we're here for.
But that's good,
Apart
yeah.
from the lovely felting classes, they're wonderful social inclusion classes. They're fantastic, but there are some classes that are specifically geared toward the end goal, which is employment, which is
Giving people a chance.
Giving people a chance.
Yeah. Well, that's great, John.
That's what we're. I can't really say too much more about it.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but we're not 100%.
That's a very interesting one there, anyway.
So I hope to be.
Fabric upcycling, John, as well. No,
that's a good one. That's like, say you have an old chair. You know the way you have a chair at home. The bits are coming off, and
instead of throwing it out,
you could kind of reseal it and maybe put some new fabric on it and punch it, and you could just do it if it's new. And I've seen some of the work, but it's been in here. So I think even some of our chairs need that. But I think upcycling, especially with climate change and all this kind of stuff, and I think it's very important that we move away from this kind of
dumping everything
into the ocean, and instead, do you know what? Something, the lifespan isn't gone because something doesn't look appealing to the eye. Let's make it appealing to the eye. So I really love these classes. They're fantastic, and they serve two purposes. One is it goes against the climate change and pollution and all that kind of stuff. And that dumping, and the other, it's a great.
And plus, it's also the cost as well, John. People can't change their chairs every 2 or 3 years because those days are gone. No. And then we have one of our favourite tutors, Tony DeLucia, because he always leaves the food afterwards, the air frying and the one-pot cooking.
Yeah, Tony's a trained chef that we have as a tutor, who is going to stay with us now. We have him. But we have two kind of classes for Tony. The first is air frying. Air frying, people don't realise that to run a normal-sized oven, to do your oven chips against what you'd put in an air fryer. The air fryer is only using 50% and not even of the energy. So if you get yourself an air fryer, you're going to affect your bills, and we know now that's very, very, very important. Also, you don't need to put oil on them. The people that would normally use a deep fat fryer can move away from it. They're quite crispy. There's tricks he's going to show, because I've seen somebody that covered it with greaseproof paper and put something else on top of it, and it was even crispier. There's loads of things he's going to. You can roast the chicken in them.
That's right, because the ones we have inside, the air fryers you have to get inside on top of the range as well.
Oh yeah.
They're on top of the range. You can roast in one and
this isn't chips and chicken nuggets.
Paul will be disappointed.
It's not cordon bleu either. It's going to show people the strengths of it. People get them at Christmas. They use them in January. They get their dust from February.
That's right.
It's it might be aimed toward some of these. The cookery before is an interesting one. I've often thought of the person living at home that doesn't make the effort to make that on their own, to make themselves a nice meal, because you wouldn't.
Of course, you
want them to kind of be able to kind of put something together, low cost, economic, and that's tasty.
And also it's nutritious and it's good for you then as well, because you're not putting in the oils and stuff and things like that. So it's
and that's like the next one-pot cooking. We call it one-pot cooking, but really the idea behind that is like one-pot cooking is something like a chowder. You can cook everything in the same pot, kind of. But what it is, it's uncomplicated, unfussy, but it looks good, tastes good, and it's the cost. People are going out and they're buying the takeaway in the Chinese for €20.
That's right.
And you'll probably be able to buy even the cost of stuff now as high as
probably
it is.
€5.
You get about 3 meals on it, 20 quid. So it's showing people how to do it, and especially the Coke drinking generation and all. We want to show people that there's better food out there. Everybody loves a meal that they've created themselves.
Well, it's like everything else. You get a kick out of doing it, and I believe it becomes kind of addictive after that. People do actually do.
Yeah,
once you start it, they get more addictive into it, and they do actually start to cooking a bit more.
Tony goes into the basic ingredients and what you need to be looking at, how you need to purchase them, where you need to go, and they're locally sourced. And as you said, the lads here get often the taste test.
The taste test.
He's a popular man.
Yeah, he's very popular man.
He's very popular.
People are looking forward to him coming back.
So look, that's fun, and I suppose to complement that, we've got our new beautiful community kitchen,
which is
freshly
fantastic.
installed from June or July around it. And we've now 3 cookers, 3 separate workstations with 3 sinks. We've lovely air fryers. We've tiled it. We painted the room. John, you were involved in that. Paul Ryan, Kevin Maloney. There's loads of us involved in it. And it was really the place is going to be.
It's fantastic.
The community,
it's there for the community.
So if anybody is interested in the community that needs use of the kitchen, just contact us.
That's great, John. It's great. Then we've Art Next Steps, of course, that's Bear. Bear has been here years as a tutor. She's
this is
fantastic.
slightly advanced.
Slightly advanced, yeah. I think it's the class from last year will be probably going forward with
it's
that.
open to anyone, but it wouldn't be looking at...
It's a slightly more advanced.
You'd want to have had a little bit of an input into that.
Yeah.
That's another...
Knitting and crochet with Caroline Mitchell as well. That's a big one as well. Like there's a lot of that's a small bit advanced as well, but there's also you can come in and begin as well because Caroline is very good with people anyway. She's fantastic. She had a Facebook page done and she had a YouTube page as well, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Caroline,
their work is speaks for itself. And the crochet then you'd often get people.
Yeah.
Crochet is a little bit like the felting, but it's kind of it's
creative, which is good. Yeah. And then Christmas crafts, of course, which is one of the big ones as well.
Yeah, making little kind of people make Christmas decorations to make nice for their children. Again, moving away from the cards, it'd be more like I've seen people do
things you can put up on trees and things like that. Yeah, that's great. I think they did they did what did they do last year? Something like grades last year as well. I think was something like that. Yeah. Karen, of course, is very good.
She's excellent. Yeah.
Intro to MS Office. Which today you need.
You do. Microsoft Office is, I suppose, it's a full package. It's your office. Like if you were to get a job as a receptionist in any community centre or any like HSE, anything like that, you would need to be able to open a Word document. Yeah. At least be able to write input data into an Excel sheet and use maybe even do a basic poster and publisher and stuff. And this will give people those skills. Now it's not advanced. It's aiming at those that
gives you a start.
Use a little bit of a computer, probably know how to use email or whatever, but not really knowing the little things that go with Word that make it better. And we're looking at that little foundation kind of for people. Again, this is one I'm thinking down the line, employment.
That's good, John, because a lot of people, as I said before, I know we've said to listeners before, I was afraid to touch a computer first. When I was in the job, 20 years, didn't have to think. I was driving a forklift.
No, you're doing
it's great, John. That's true here, through the centre here.
In the program you use to record this, that will tell you how much
we've come on,
There's no escape in the digital world.
No, we have to move forward with it.
There's a new thing now, the chat GPI thing. Basically, you can input a few keywords and you can ask it to make a story. I've done bedtime stories for my child. And
Brilliant.
Explain, about your child, and you put in a couple of names, and then it will write you a story in front of you.
Is that brilliant?
If a lot of people are afraid of that, but it's not going to harm you.
No, it's not going to harm you.
But look, it's great. You have to embrace the digital world, is my point, because everything in the tills, the supermarket, service. You can't get away.
You can't get away, but you have to. Graphic design, then, John, with James. I have to say, I did that a couple of years back. Brilliant. And James is very good as well. I have to.
Again, this is like if you wanted to get it, like this is like your Photoshop and all that kind of stuff. And I think he created movie posters.
We did movie posters for our.
They were fabulous. We still kept them. We displayed them for a while here because we'd be very proud of the work that comes out of it.
Oh, but it's fair to say, the people here are very good anyway for showing up the classes as well and what people do and make it worth people's while.
James is a creative old sort as well, so James would have an eye for. I mean, we have these lovely framed kind of pieces of art that James made himself for us.
Brilliant. That's right. Yeah, he gave them to us shares.
It's like the digital creative.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
It's creative, but it's digital. So
Yeah, that he did it himself, and just get the ideas for these things is brilliant. And Pilates, John 1 and 2. This is another big class as well.
Yeah, Richard is fairly new to us the last couple of years, but Richard would be, I think he's an adventure sports person, so he would do a lot of the kind of adrenaline stuff.
That's right.
Obviously, Pilates is more sedate and calm, but he's very, very good.
Yeah, my wife, Paula, does it. Sorry, John, cut across you there. My wife, Paula, does it with him, and she recommended it to anyone. So.
It's good for your stretching.
It's good for stretching as well. She's probably
feel a little bit, the tension. And,
It's great like that, John.
No, and it's very successful for us, as you know.
And of course, another one was Intro to Baking last year, which went off.
No, this is new, John.
Was it? No, was it, John?
This is
Sorry.
a new tutor. No, that was a slightly different one. This is a new tutor. Oh. This is Liz, who runs the community kitchen, and she's a Facebook page. And there's a wonderful, if you look from afar, it's a cabbage leaves and everything, but if you get close, it's done with icing. Yeah. It's not a cabbage. And so we're looking at doing baking with an introduction to it now that we've 3 ovens and all that.
That'd be very good, John.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a couple of those baking ones, and I think the second one in the new year might be accredited, and which would be a low accreditation, it'd be a level 3, but it'd be
It's not to be afraid of.
no,
Yeah,
and it'd be no harm because we're going to be running a thing called HACCP in the new year as well. It's
Yeah.
not on this, but
Yeah.
this will link to that. HACCP is basically the food standards, how to store food appropriately and clean down your workspace and all that kind of stuff. And that is a requirement to work in a restaurant. And so, if you got your level 3 in Intro to Baking and you had your HACCP, you're going to be an attractive
You are going to be
proposition
attractive, yeah.
as a trainee sous chef
Yeah.
or a bit,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
or whatever it may be.
It give
So-
you the step up the
yeah.
ladder.
And
please,
again,
yeah.
as fun as it will be as well, because food
Yeah.
is fun and it's meant to be.
Yeah, well, especially baking and these
But
decorative
there's an
cakes.
employment
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
as
Well, that's
well
good.
for people
For younger people as well,
really
yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smartphones and technology, John. That's Sandra as well. Sandra's brilliant.
yeah. Just that we started that a couple of years ago. And we thought, oh God, what are we going to do with this? But we did realise that most people don't have a laptop. Most people
No,
don't have a computer.
no.
Everything's done through either
Yeah.
a phone or the tablet. And their banking and all that kind of stuff, they need to be able to use the operating system. Like on Android tablets, an Android is different to if you have an Apple phone. The iOS system is completely different. So what Sandra will do, she'll take you through the basics of that. And we always get people signing up for that because everyone has a smartphone.
Yeah.
Everyone has a
Yeah.
smartphone.
And today you need it anyway.
Yeah. So that's a good one.
Beginner's Comp, John, with Patricia Halpin.
Beginners computers.
Computers.
That's aimed at the person who really knows we live in a digital world, but they've never engaged with it.
Well, that's
And there's no getting away from it.
there's no getting away from it. You have to move on.
It starts off
Yeah.
how to plug it in,
Yeah.
how to switch it on,
Yeah.
how to open up a web page. And there are people that need that. And they'll all be at the same level, and that's what we're aiming for.
Well, that's good, yeah.
And then
No,
you can take the steps in.
where people can come in comfortable,
Yeah.
go along their own
They
pace.
can't fight you.
Yeah,
But people
yeah.
are, there's always
We are actually afraid of
fear
computers.
the unknown,
Yeah.
And
Very
it's not, and Josh is very nice and a tutor, and she's very calming, kind of a presence about her, and gets people comfortable. And that's
She's lovely, lovely lady. Marionette, John, James again.
Marionettes are the puppeteer, kind of the ones, and the strings, and you
Yeah.
like in the Sound of Music.
Yeah.
The little
Yeah.
Lonnie Goat Herder.
Yeah.
I've often heard you sing.
Oh, that's me. I'm singing in the back, John.
And yeah,
Nice.
because we have that's with James who does the graphic design. But we have to James does play work with us as well. But we're trying something new.
That's good.
You're
Yeah.
going to make that's something that could sit on yourself or your capacity
Yeah.
or grandchildren or down the line.
Because as you said, we were talking earlier on before we come on the show, that was actually a trade
Yeah, you were
years
saying,
ago. That was a trade.
Yeah.
Many when trades were
The
there.
time when wicker baskets was a trend and all
Yeah.
that.
So it's nice to bring all this stuff back.
is, it is.
Art for everyone with Bear again. Of
That's
course,
the
that was
beginner's art.
that was a good class last year as well.
Anyway.
Yeah. You can start from scratch.
Yeah. Come in. You always wanted to get into art. There you go. There's your.
Creative writing, John.
Yeah, for the wannabe, Stephen King or whoever amongst us, it just gets you a start into how to go about the process of
How to put your thoughts on a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's storytelling.
Well, that's a skill.
It is a skill.
And mindfulness, John, which I recommend to anyone. We did this class during the Christmas or the summer break here.
Mindfulness,
Absolute brilliant.
I practiced it myself, John, and mindfulness is living in the here and the now.
Yeah.
Letting go of the past and not
Yeah.
worrying about the future.
Yeah.
You can't do anything but either.
You can't.
And it's very effective with people trying to overcome addiction. It's very effective with people trying to just get over grief, whatever it may be, or people that may be a little bit anxious and stressed or whatever. It's a fantastic course, and I would recommend it for every single human being on the planet.
So would I. It's a brilliant
Doesn't
course.
matter if you have any of those things I mentioned.
No, it's a brilliant course, John.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all did brilliantly. The whole place did it.
Yeah.
Healthcare support module, John. That's the same as the other one.
Module,
That's coming up.
That's once we get approved, hopefully, but that'll be on another bit.
And yoga, 2 classes in yoga, John, which is great.
This is all now just to remind you, John, this is before December. There will be a list of classes
After December, we're starting afresh in January again, won't we? Yeah.
Classes.
So
yoga's excellent. Eileen is a new tutor to us who got started last year. She's
very good, actually.
Very good.
Very good.
And that's very complimentary with the Pilates because, it's not too stressful. Yoga is about your breathing.
Yeah.
And
your relaxation and how to breathe properly and where your strength comes from, your core and
your
everything.
core. All that kind of stuff.
And then finishing up then with the two Irish, Irish culture we have, and also beginners Irish, which is good for anyone who's trying to.
Yeah, like beginners Irish, I suppose beginners Irish is just for like there's a big upsurge in our learning everything about Irish at the moment amongst adults, and I suppose keeping our own language alive,
Well, it's good.
It's important.
It's good.
So it's for people that might want to, they might have done a bit at school and it's been so long, they dropped off it, but they might want to go back. But it can be someone that really doesn't remember anything.
Well, it's a more relaxed learning now than it was when you were at school when you were younger.
Yeah.
As I say, like that's what a lot of people don't realise, and I didn't realise it myself till I started doing the classes here. It's at a relaxed pace. You automatically have it in your head. It's going to be the same at school. There's no pressure, and you're treated as an adult.
We're very cognizant here that a lot of people that do some of the classes won't have been in the school system for a long time.
Yeah.
And their history with the school system may have been
could have been a bad one,
And so we're very cognizant of that, and we're very supportive, and you will be minded and looked after here.
Yeah.
You will be made feel welcome.
Yeah.
And the tutor knows this too, and there'll be nobody, it will not be like the school does.
No.
It's going to be a much more pleasant experience.
And of course, the lads, yourself, and Dave and Aaron are inside to be approached at any time. And any of us here.
This is what your 7th or 8th registration there, John.
Yeah.
So you've done more than I have.
So any problems or anything, they can come to us freely and they can talk freely.
The one last one is Irish culture. But it's Irish culture and heritage. We've often done stuff like, they're very advanced. So what we do is within the Irish language being spoken, we'd introduce uilleann pipes or a story or a poem or a song.
Yeah.
And we've often been there, you've heard it there in a
singing, singing, yeah.
And it's just to kind of keep the whole culture.
The Irish culture, which is great.
Well, language is at the back of it.
Yeah.
They're speaking.
To speak to each other in Irish,
Paul O'Flaherty is
excellent.
He's fantastic and makes it fun for them. And
he does.
It's very important. Fun has to
and he's very approachable as well.
Fun is the reason you come back.
Yeah. John, thanks very much today for going through all this, and don't forget the registration date for St Mary's Adult Education Centre for the classes is on the 5th of September, and from 10 to 4, if you'd like to come in, call in and see us. There's tea, and you can have a few biscuits if Kevin hasn't all the biscuits yet. Thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks' time. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Goodbye.
Bye.
Small and Christmas trees were tall. We used to laugh while others used to play. Don't ask me why, the time has passed me by. Someone else moved in from far away. Now we are tall and Christmas trees are small, and you don't ask the time of day, but you and I, our love will and guess who'll cry come 1st of May? The apple tree that grew for you and me. I watched the apples falling one by one, and I recall the moment of them all, the day I kissed your cheeks and you were gone. Now we are tall and Christmas trees are small, and you don't ask the time of day, but you and And guess who'll cry come 1st of May? Now we are tall and Christmas trees are small, and you don't ask the time of day, but you and I, our love will never ever die. And guess who'll cry come 1st of May? And guess who'll cry